What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're looking at Drytron theme. It's a ritual OTK in one act. Yeah. So we got our first archetype essentially revealed. At least the first couple cards: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it's probably the entire archetype, but we got 12 cards revealed here. But I guess it's called Drytron, and it looks like a ritual archetype based around literally one ritual, and he's giant. So we'll get into that in a sec. I haven't read any of these cards, so let's just get into it because I don't want to take too much time. We got a lot of cards to get through. Starting off here, we have Drytron Ban Alpha. He's a level 1 light machine special summon effect monster. His attack is 2,000 for a level 1. What the hell? His defense is 0. He cannot be normal summoned or set. He must be special summoned with a Drytron's card effect, and you can only use this card's name's effect once per turn. You contribute one other Drytron monster or one ritual monster from your hand or field to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Must be defense position, so I guess that makes sense that he's 2,000 0. Then you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You can add special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. Okay, so kind of a lot going on there. You have to tribute another Drytron or ritual monster from your hand or field. So I like that it can tribute from hand, so you don't always have to give up resources from the field. He summons himself from hand or graveyard, I might remind you, so some nice recursion potential there. Then you get to search a ritual monster. Not a ritual spell, just a monster. That could be important consistency-wise. And then it does lock you into only being able to special summon monsters the entire turn you activate this effect, except for stuff that cannot be normal summoned or set. So very important, a lot of stuff going on there. I think it seems like a good start consistency-wise and extender-wise. Let's get into some of these more cards. Some of these other cards. We have Drytron Ras Beta. Level 1 light machine, special summon effect monster, 2,000 attack, 0 defense, cannot be normal summoned or set. Who would have guessed? Must be special summoned with a Drytron's card effect. You can only use effect once per turn. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual from hand or field. Okay. Special summon this card from your hand or grave in defense position. Then you can return one of your banished Drytron monsters to the graveyard. You cannot special summon other monsters except for non-normal summonable or settable monsters the turn you activate this effect. So this one's kind of like the other one, but worse. I mean, we haven't seen yet what can be banished or how the deck banishes its own resources to see how good this could be to return stuff to grave. But it could be. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, we have Drytron L Gamma. This is another light machine. Special summon effect monster, 2,000 attack, 0 defense, normal stuff, level 1, cannot be normal summoned or set, blah, blah, special summon by a Drytron card effect, whatever, all that stuff. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon this card from your hand or grave in defense position. Then you can special summon a Drytron monster with 2,000 attack from your graveyard, except for itself. Also, it locks you into the Drytron monsters. Great. This one's better. Better than the second one. Probably not as good as the first one. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's a follow-up because you got to special summon something from grave. So once you special summon one of the other ones, maybe you link. I guess you can't link them off. Okay, I guess once you use them, end them up in grave, this one is a better follow-up play, just getting you one back from grave. Or I guess you could Foolish Burial one or something. I don't know. We'll have to see on how this synergizes, but it seems pretty good. Summon itself, summon another one. Pretty good. I guess you could just tribute one, then special summon the one you tributed back from grave. Duh. I'm a dummy. Okay, I'm guessing this one does the same exact stuff. 2,000 attack, 0 defense, level 1 light machine. Cannot be normal summoned or set. All that same stuff. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual monster from hand or field to special summon this card from hand or grave in defense position. Then reveal a ritual monster or ritual spell from your hand to draw one card. So this one's just a draw, but you also have to have a ritual monster or spell in hand to get that draw. So it is a little bit specific on even being able to get you that draw. But I guess it's fine. I mean, we'll see, but these seem to just be all geared towards getting the bodies on board to probably perform whatever ritual summon we're aiming for in this archetype. Next up here, we have Drytron Al Zeta, the last main deck monster. All the same stuff, level 1, 2,000, 0, machine, light all that stuff. Cannot be normal summoned or set. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual monster from your hand or field to special summon this card from your hand or grave in defense position. Then you can add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. I knew it! I fluffing knew it. I knew when we saw the first one and it added a ritual monster, but not a ritual monster or spell. I knew there had to be one that added the other. So it's nice that we see both, because this one can add, this one can add the monster, this one can add the spell, and just set us up entirely. So that's really nice to see, especially if we have ways to search these individually. We do have stuff like their where art thou, and 1-for-1 doesn't work, but where art thou does. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, we have Drytron Meteornus DRA. This is the boss monster, the card on the cover art of the set. He is a level 12 light machine ritual effect monster with 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Meteornus Drytron. You can only use this card name's third effect once per turn. First effect, your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. Okay, it's nice. It'd be better if it was just unaffected, but maybe that's a little bit too good for a monster that's 4K. I get it. Second effect, if this card was ritual summoned using monster whose total level equal 2 or less, it can attack all opponents' special summon monsters once each. Okay, so if you can ritual summon using nothing but these guys, or I guess level 2 or lower guys, he can attack all special summon monsters once each, so potentially just giving you OTK stuff, just like Conductor Tyranno. And the third effect, during your opponent's turn, nice, quick effect, you can banish any number of monsters from your graveyard whose total attack equal 2,000 or 4,000, then target one face-up card your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack and send it to the graveyard. So this is where those things come in clutch here. I think this card's kind of got it all. I mean, we'll see with the spells and traps how easy this card is to get out, but assuming you can get him out going second, he's kind of a threat because he can't be targeted by stuff, specifically monster effects, but in this day and age, it's mostly monster effects, so removal can be iffy on there, and you're not getting IP'd into Unicorn and removed on this guy, so that's actually pretty decent. The second effect is also pretty nice because going second or later into games to close games out, you are just able to beat over multiple things. Clear boards, even if you're not getting the kill, you are just kind of wiping stuff off the board, which is pretty nice. And the third effect is really where this card's making its money, because it means this isn't just an automatic OTK deck. This deck can just go first, or if you don't OTK, you can set up this guy. And this guy sets up a nasty, nasty disruption because assuming you summoned him using multiple of these level 1 guys, you could potentially banish 3 or 4 of them and send 3 cards all at once. And a lot of decks are really going to struggle to play through send 3. I mean, imagine Adamantipator. You send 3 and they don't have a way to, like, if they don't hit Guardian early or whatever, have a way to stop this, they're probably just passing. So this card is pretty dang nasty and a pretty formidable boss monster. The only problem I'm wondering about, he is level 12, and ritual monsters usually need to tribute monsters that equal their level. So we'll see where that goes. All right. Drytron Fafnir. Let's get into these spells. We have a field spell card. You can only activate one of this card's name once per turn. First effect, when this card resolves, you can add one Drytron spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Another searching field spell. Who would have ever guessed it? Good start, though. Second effect, the effects of ritual spell cards and their activations cannot be negated. Come on, Konami. We already are learning that, like, Magical Meltdown's kind of busted in Shaddolls, or we learned that a couple months ago, so this is like the same thing. Okay. Third effect, once per turn, if a monster is normal or special summoned while you control a Drytron monster, you can decrease the levels of those face-up summoned monsters by 1 for every 1,000 attack they have. Minimum 1 for the rest of this turn. So you decrease their levels. I'm sure this is going to make sense when we see this ritual card, which we have right here. All right. This card can be used to ritual summon any one ritual monster. Dang. Okay. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total attack equal or exceed the attack of the monster you ritual summon. And if you do ritual summon that ritual monster from your hand or graveyard, whoa! This card's kind of nuts. It just has to be the same attack. So he's 4,000, so essentially you can make him with any 2 of the little guys. Wow, okay. And it can be from hand or grave. You could literally Foolish Burial that guy and just ritual summon him from grave. That's pretty nasty. Okay, okay. Okay. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target a Drytron monster you control. It loses exactly 1,000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. And if it does, add this card to your hand. Of course, it's recursion. And it literally is just a momentary debuff. You literally lower your 4,000 guy to 3,000, get this back for the next turn. Nasty. Okay, this card is insane, and just don't even forget, it's generic. This can be used for anything. I mean, we have generic cards that search any ritual card in the game. That could be insane with this, because now you're never ritual summoning by tributing 2 monsters, essentially, with this card, ideally, in whatever deck you're playing it in. So pretty nice there. Moving on here, we have Drytron Nova, a normal spell card. You can only activate 1 per turn. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate, except monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. Special summon 1 Drytron monster from your deck, but destroy it during the end phase. Okay. Nasty extender. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Seems like a good extender. Just put 1 on the board, get yourself ready for a ritual summon, and then do it. Yeah, pretty good. Next up, we have Drytron Eclipse. You can only use this card's first or second effects once per turn. It's a normal spell card. First effect says target 1 Drytron monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. That could be the ritual monster that's already been outed potentially. That could be one of the Drytrons that's just in your grave. Cool. It's a nice recursion card. 1 for 1. Second effect, during your man phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you could banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Drytron monster you control. It gains 2,000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. That is really, really nice. That means that this card essentially can just make one of these guys the sole tribute for our big boy, Drytron Meteornus. So you just make one of them 4,000, and you can just, with the ritual card, tribute 1 just to go straight into him. And this card already 1 for 1'd itself by adding a card from your grave back to your hand. I think this card is actually pretty nasty. Or, don't forget, our big boy can attack all special summon monsters most of the time, so just make him 6,000 and attack 3 monsters. Bang, bang, bang. Duel's probably over if they were in attack mode. Nasty. And the last spell we have here is Drytron Asterism. It's a quick play spell. You can only activate 1 per turn. During the main phase, target 1 Drytron monster or 1 ritual monster you control and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. The target you control loses 1,000 until your opponent's turn, and if it does, destroy that opponent's monster. Okay, yeah. You know what? I was actually gonna say, like, for a deck that seems to like sort of go first or second, I don't know how well it can play through disruption, because it just seems like if you negate the ritual spell, you lose. But this card does. I was also gonna say, like, this also kind of seems like an archetype that, like, going first, your only play is kind of just set this guy up. But this does give us another avenue to have disruption or also play through negates. All you have to do is summon a Drytron, and this card is going to let us either bait a negate or just pop a monster that's a problem to potentially be able to play through. So I think this could be a really nice card in the deck, which is good. And also, it's actually kind of generic for any ritual deck. It's just a quick play that says, like, lower ritual by 1,000 and pop a card. Huh. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Moving on, we have a counter trap. This is the last card. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Drytron Meteor Shower is a counter trap. You can only activate 1 with this card's name per turn. When your opponent would normal summon or special summon a monster or monsters while you control a ritual monster, negate the summon, and if you do, shuffle that monster or monsters back into the deck. Not too shabby. I mean, it's kind of like, it is kind of like a modern day trap hole, but that's not necessarily bad, especially if it's searchable. Now, keep in mind, it's only searchable off the field spell, and the field spell, I don't believe, was searchable off anything else, because unfortunately, our guy here only searches ritual spells, not a Drytron spell or trap. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind there. It's not either. It's just, or it's not any of the spell or trap. It's just the ritual spell, and then this guy only searches the 1 ritual monster. Blah blah. Sorry, I'm fluffing. But yeah, so, like, it's still pretty good. It's still searchable off of this, and you're going to be able to play 4 more copies of this. So you can play this as a 1-of and still have 5 ways to get to it if you want it as additional disruption on top of your boss guy. Like, imagine if you had end this, and the boss monster. You're probably winning that duel. I really struggle to see how you lose that duel, other than, like, big haymaker cards, Lightning Storm, evenly matched. Not even evenly matched really that much, because you're not. I guess you can't negate it, but still. But yeah, that's the archetype, I guess. At least the first wave that we're gonna get in the new deck build pack. What is this? impactors, impact, whatever it is. I can't even remember. I'm not mad, like at all. I think this is actually better than what I thought. When I first read up here, like Ritual, OTK, and 1 Act, I think it's a little more rounded than I thought. I think you just have like a ton of extenders. The Ritual Summon seems to actually be very, very easy. A lot of the cards get you +1, so even though Ritual Summons inherently are like trading like 2 or 3 cards just to get 1 monster out, you're already going +1, +1, +1 before you do that. And then when you do, you're kind of like, okay, now I'm neutral, but I also have this gigantic boss monster that is a threat and a half. Not too shabby. So, as always, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on this archetype. What do you think? Is it cool? Is it not cool? Is it any potential good? I know a lot of the restrictive effects, saying like you can't summon monsters except for ones that can't be normal summoned or set, is pretty restrictive as far as like combining this with other stuff as a package. But I also think that this archetype, it does have some potential just because of some of the stuff it bypasses, the ease of ritual summoning, and the fact that the card gets itself back. You have a card that just special summons from deck, right? Like you have some really powerful tools here. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below on this archetype. I think this archetype does have some potential. I think it's cool. I don't know if it's my particular style of deck, but it's definitely something I think is cool. And if the other ones are cool, I'll be picking up this set anyway, which I might have these cards to do a little dabbling with anyway. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below on this archetype. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from me, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.